Flash Q. I'm here back with another hit, and today is the release day of Exoprimal, a game that I've been following since both betas and a game that I have been very much enjoying. However, I am not the only person to have gotten Exoprimal on the day of release. As of recording, it is currently 7.5 hours old, and I feel as though to give the people on day one who really want to get their skill into gear right as soon as the gate opens up, especially people who've been playing since the betas dropped, I would like to give a soft, obviously subject to change guide on the modules I have. Now, fair warning here, this again is subject to change, and despite these modules seeming oddly simple in terms of what they can do when it comes to how to affect certain exosuits, I wouldn't want to talk like I am coming from a place of complete fact. So take these however you want, change them up however you want. The game literally just came out, so this is all really just suggestions in terms of what's worked for me, as well as what my limited knowledge can give. But otherwise, let me stop rambling and get right into it. I'm going to be covering all of the characters that I regularly play, which will be Deadeye, Zafir, Roadblock, Krieger, and Witch Doctor. Well, Witch Doctor and Nimbus, but Nimbus is level locked, so for now, just Witch Doctor. So, first off, we're going to be doing Deadeye. Deadeye is just regular Ravager assault rifle, DPS, Call of Duty man with a grenade launcher, a palm strike, and whatever rig you decide to put on them. For Deadeye, what I have up here is Damage Chain. It is a level locked module that you can get, I think, at level 4, level 3, level 4, one of those two. But it's really not that long to up to level. It doesn't take that long to level up Deadeye to get to the Damage Chain module level. I'm sorry if I'm talking on my ass kind of with my cadence. I'm a little tired, but Damage Chain allows it to where when you land consecutive hits at the Ravager, which is the gun, it increases the base damage by 20%. So if you just keep hitting, the damage will eventually go up by 20, therefore making him super reliable in terms of DPS. Hello there, Foreign Goated. Welcome to it's a very short guide stream. I feel like I should. I have an idea who you are. I have an idea. But alright, let me give you that back to the guys. So, Damage Chain. What's up, Quimir? It's been a long ass time. I hope you're doing alright, brother. But, Damage Chain lands consecutive hits with Ravager. Base damage 20%. Use this all the time for, I've been good. I've been chilling. Yeah. Not much going on. College is good. Life is alright. Hope you've been good too. But yeah. Okay. Sorry. Damage Chain. Landing consecutive hits at the Ravager increases base damage by 20%. Always use this on Deadeye. Always have this on him. It's super good for increasing his general DPS. It makes him just super reliable too when it comes to matching him up with certain tanks. And along with that, all it really takes to make it work is knowing how to shoot a gun and knowing how to land your shots. Don't worry about having to support healers. It's really just a matter of what tanks you have. If you have like a Krieger, or if you have like a Murakami, tanks who are built to more do damage instead of tanking it like Roadblock is, just shoot and fire, and matching up with a cannon rig, it'll add on a lot of good DPS. That'll get your score really high. Okay, along with that, I have Crisis module. This is, I think, the first module you unlock in the whole game. Increase your movement speed when your health drops below. You can increase it to have it drop below a higher number, so you get the increased movement speed at an earlier time. But even with that, it can be a little situational depending on the exosuit you're playing as. It would work better for someone like Zafir, but for Ravager, just the basic John Call of Duty character of the game, it's also a really, really good just starting perk, essentially, that you can match up with Damage Chain to give him more of a controlled feel under your hands. Impact reduction. Now, impact reduction takes it to where you take 5% less damage from dinosaur attacks, and it reduces knockback from dinosaur attacks as well. Along with this, again, you can upgrade them, you can upgrade every module. But for impact reduction, it can be swapped out in between this and reload efficiency, which reduces your reload and recharge time by how you upgrade it. I believe that reload efficiency would be better depending on what you're going for. With Deadeye, for example, if you're not using the cannon and you're instead using aid to heal your teammates, you could use reload efficiency, but if you're going for just a straight DPS build, use impact reduction, which is like what I said at the beginning. You can change it up, make it to where certain things work for you depending on what I say. Again, these are all just suggestions. Zafir. Now, Zafir, the stay down guy, I already have a skin for him. The first two that I have here for Zafir are character exclusive modules, but I will talk about the non-exclusive modules as well to make it easier for those who are just starting out. A Sailor. It increases Tonfa Blitz performance. Tonfa Blitz is the name of his weapons. Hitting enemies with a time combo attack uses all ability cooldown timers. This effect does not apply when limited override is active. Now, hitting enemies with a timed combo attack essentially means just getting it off as soon as he swings. Essentially just timing the attacks to get a proper combo down that can deal extra damage. And along with that, it reduces his ability cooldowns. So just time it out, don't panic, and push along with Zafir, and it'll work as well as it possibly could for the sake of a pure damage character. Then we have Skyfall. Skyfall modifies Sky High Performance, which is a super high kick. When you do the high kick, you get an R2 attack that you can do afterwards. Along with that, it increases your base damage by 10% and also deals extra damage to dinosaurs that you hit with it that are not to other dinosaurs. This is super good for crowd control, super good for matching up with a character like Deadeye if you need extra DPS going into a certain engagement. It's very good for just opening up gaps that you may need for whatever the objective may be. If a healer needs space, if a tank needs space, and the Zafir is up front, this is what you would use that for, purely crowd control. Recovery module. I was going to talk about this on Deadeye or the tanks, but I'm going to talk about Zafir here because it's really quick. It automatically recovers 50 health. Now, I'm going to be honest, I don't exactly know what they mean by this, but health is health. I can assume it's either through the recovery, like when you're out of battle and you're recovering health slowly, because that's what the regeneration module does. You slowly recover health. Or it could just be a normal one pop 50 health back. Regardless, Zafir is a very squishy character as well, probably squishier than Deadeye in terms of normal base stats. So if you want to keep him alive for a long time and continue that push, I would recommend this. But along with this, it is also still able to be swapped out with something like Crisis Module, something like Impact Reduction, etc. You won't need reload efficiency because he's a melee character, so it's really just a matter of what you're planning to do with Zafir, like I said it was with Deadeye. Now we move into the tanks. Roadblock. Now, I played a lot of Roadblock in the beta. I haven't played him in the main game yet, but I have played him a lot in the beta, along with Krieger, so I like to imagine what I'm talking about here. Again, the game just came out. Regeneration module. Again, reduces the start time for automatic health generation by 2.5 seconds. Putting that on Roadblock is a little wishy-washy, considering the fact that he's a tank. You may not need it as much as you may think you do, but consider the fact that Roadblock's shield also has a health bar, and consider the fact that he constantly brings in attention through his aggro ability. Doing that combined with something that lets him heal faster out of battle could very well be a game changer, but it all depends on how aggressive you are in Roadblock. It's more of a play style thing than anything else. Then we have recovery module. Once again, automatically recovers 50 health. Same thing as a generation module. Depends on how aggressive you are as Roadblock, but it can always come in handy depending on how much you want to push forward and depending on your composition really, to see how far the team needs to be pushed for the sake of completing an objective. We have impact reduction. Once again, reduces damage from dinosaur attacks. This can be put on anybody before a tank is especially necessary. Really, it's just a matter of seeing how much damage you're tanking, how good your aggro is. If you have another tank, this would be more built around the team composition aspect of the game than really like picking yourself up with constant healing and constant damage resistance. But kind of the same thing can be said for Krieger as well, but the biggest difference with Krieger is that he has a gun reload efficiency module. This will bring down his reload time and recharge time, so when his weapon is about to air out, you can get it down 20% faster. Always have this on. If you have it unlocked already, always have this on. It's a game changer for someone like Krieger if you're constantly moving down enemies, because he doesn't have a shield or an aggro ability. He's always doing damage. Less reload time means more damage more consistently, which means better kills, which means an easier time for your team. So yeah. Now, lastly, we have the healers. I don't have Nimbus unlocked yet, and I don't play Skywave, so I am just going off of Witch Doctor here, and you can apply this to someone like Nimbus more than likely. Nimbus here has Witch Doctor here has two characteristic abilities. Sprawling Shock, which allows a more effective attack range and increases the time required to paralyze dinosaurs. Now, when they say time required and it increases it, don't let that startle you into thinking you're upgrading a bad upgrade. It's lowering the time it takes to paralyze dinosaurs, and that is needed. Witch Doctor does not do a lot of damage. It's a constant string of 3 pieces of damage, but quite literally, just don't worry about it until you have Sprawling Shock on. Just play a proper healer and see how far it gets you, but for the sake of making your job easier, always have Sprawling Shock on if you already have it unlocked. Repair Boost. Now, for some reason, this is a Witch Doctor exclusive module, which confuses me. I feel like every healer should have this, but I don't play Skywave, so maybe I'm crazy, but it increases the repair effectiveness and increases your healing. Again, Witch Doctor's a healer. I don't know how much potency Witch Doctor has in comparison to the 2 other healers. Probably more than Nimbus, but less than Skywave is my assumption. But always have this on as well. But it really depends on how you're playing as Witch Doctor, I would say, too. Depends on your playstyle, from an aggressive, pushy healer, if you stay back and heal. People like the DPS, people like the tank, depending on the situation you're in. But for starting off Witch Doctor, I would say use that. And then reload efficiency. Same thing as Krieger. Reduces reload and recharge time. Witch Doctor's weapon, the electroshock stick, will have a cooldown period. Reduce that by 20%. More electroshocking, paralyzing your team, paralyzing your enemies is easier. And along with that, with Sprawling Shock, it lasts longer. So yeah, this was really scuffed. I'm really tired, and I had to have a mini conversation with a very close friend of mine who would show up in chat. But I hope this helps in some way for those who are trying to build their exosuits early on. I hope this does something for you, even if everything I just said gets completely, becomes completely redundant with the next week or so of gameplay. But for now, for day 1, I hope this does something for you. I hope everybody enjoys Exoprimal. I hope that even if you don't follow my instructions directly here, you at least have a bit of an idea as to how you can build your exosuits. Besides, remember, it's really just suggestions.
Better take care of that suit.
You will... Shut up, Lorenzo. Remember again, it's just suggestions. You can always do whatever you want, change up, fix up your playstyle, fix up your aggression. And it all depends on the team composition, it all depends on how you play. So don't take everything I say directly to heart, but take it as at least a building block and a basis to what can properly be done with your exosuits. So yeah, that's everything. Again, subject to change. I may make another video about this later on after I'm done with the story and playing significantly more higher level. But yeah, that's it. I'm done. I need water. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this, and after this, it'll be back to regularly scheduled program Final Fantasy 16. So yeah, there's much 609 Flash Cam signing off, and I will see you all in the next one.